Hello there, morons. Welcome to Japanese for Morons and another JNEWS. Today we've got a long one. It's 1 minute and 50 seconds. Let's get to it. Today's story comes from Osaka. In the Osaka downtown area, well, I think this was on the 18th of February. In the video, it will say kino, so this was published on the 19th, so it's a little bit late. It took me a while to type this out for you. But two police officers were walking down the street, and they noticed a ayashi, or a suspicious man, and they stopped him. And they said, can we ask you a few questions? And that's the one word that, if you only take away one word from today, it's called shokumu shitsumon. And that's basically police questioning. And if you come to Japan, this might happen to you. It has never happened to me, but it has happened to many of my friends. They especially like to target foreigners. Of course, that's something we're not allowed to do in America, but this is Japan. So racial profiling is part of living here, I guess. But like I said, it's never happened to me. So anyway, two police officers were walking down the street and they noticed a man walking in a very suspicious way, they said. So they said, can we stop and ask you some questions? And the guy said, well, do I have to? And they said, well, it's voluntary. And they said, in that case, no. And it's not very clear why, but apparently the man that they tried to question took out a knife and started to stab at them or thrust the knife towards them. One of the police officers then shot him in his right leg. We can call him a suspect now. The suspect sustained an injury to his right leg that will take about 2 weeks to heal. And that's basically the story. At the scene of the crime, another man ran away, which they have in the story, but I don't know why. In this video, however, you will also hear from an Tokyo Metropolitan police officers who will tell you that what the purpose of the police questioning, and it's a big part of their job, he says, is to stop crime. That's for sure. And it is voluntary, or nin-i. Nin-i is the expression that they use here. Arbitrary, optional or voluntary is a better word. Optional, voluntary. Though if you look it up in the dictionary, it will also say arbitrary. But it doesn't really make sense. So in this case, optional or voluntary makes more sense. So the police officer, the ex-police officer interviewed in this video, will say that, yeah, it is voluntary, but the cops are trained to ask you why you don't want to answer. If you say you don't want to answer, they say, why not? What are you hiding, right? And they basically pester you until you give up and say, oh, okay, fine, I'll answer your questions. Okay. That's basically it. Oh yeah, and if the person that being questioned becomes too excited, they'll call for backup. Now, the reporter in this video is not sure if backup was called. However, she does note that there were 8 police officers seen at the end of the incident. So we can assume that they probably were called. Yeah, you don't usually have 8 police officers hanging out together at the same time. So anyway, that's a story. Let's go through the vocabulary. Let's listen and learn a little Japanese here. Okay, as I usually do in the video, I will go through the vocabulary first. I'll read for you, go through the vocabulary, and then we'll listen to the video. Okay, so I recommend you acquiring this video if you want to study it again, or just listen to it again and again. But of course, you can just watch my video. Okay, anyway. Kino Osaka Shinai no, yesterday in Osaka's Hankagai downtown area, de at knife o motta otoko, a man holding a knife, ni keisatsugan ga happo, he was shot. The police officers shot a man who was holding a knife in the downtown area of Osaka. 弾はイデオ・ジョータ容疑者の右足に当たり、全治2週間の軽傷. Let's go back again. It doesn't all fit in one on the screen there. The bullet went into the suspect named Hideo Jota's right. Oh, this is left. I saw it. That's right. Excuse me. Right. Well, the thing is right leg. It's literally ashi is foot, but well, it could be leg. It's vague in Japanese. Ni atari. It hit him in the right leg. It will take 2 weeks for this minor injury to heal. Zenchi this is a set phrase that we've done in previous videos. It's a pair. Zenchi nishukan. Zenchi nishukan means it will take 2 years to heal. 2 weeks to heal. Okay. 現場から別の男が逃走している。A different man ran away. A different man ran away from the scene of the crime. Ran away. Okay. So from going backwards, I suppose, from the scene of the crime, a different man ran away. Okay, there we go. Idil, let me see. Idil is the guy's name. It's a family name. Idil Yogisha. Remember when you, in these videos, they always say the proper noun and then Yogisha meaning suspect. Okay. So the suspect, whose name is Idil, let's see, thrusts the knife at the obstructing officers. Let's go back and see that again. 現場から別の男が逃走している。イデオ容疑者は警察官にナイフを突きつけた。And then we have a new word here, for me too, in fact. 公務執行妨害, which is obstructing officers. And we have an old friendly expression that we've learned many times in this series here. 疑いが持たれている. Which means we have a suspicion of him doing something. In this case, obstructing officers by thrusting the knife at them. So I guess the crime here is that he thrust the knife at the officers, thereby obstructing their work. I think it's a little bit like obstructing justice, but there's actually a different word for that, so I'm not sure. Anyway, きっかけは職務質問. The reason this happened, the きっかけは職務質問だ. Da, of course, is a plain form of des. So what is the reason this happened? Well, the きっかけ, the thing that stimulated this or set this off, well, it's the fact that they were trying to question him. Okay. Now, Ideo Yogisha, Ideo Jota, his first name is Jota. Ideo Jota Yogisha says in the video, you'll see, they quote him as saying, 急いでいて任だったこともあり、職務質問を断った. I turned it down. So, he's saying, well, I was in a hurry. 急いでいて. Oh, it doesn't say that. Was in a hurry. Was in a hurry. And because it was optional, voluntary, well, that also, in addition to being in a hurry, in this case also, in addition, the other thing was I was in a hurry and it was optional. So I turned down or rejected the questioning. I refused to answer, basically. He says, I don't want to answer. Now, this is something I guess most Japanese don't even know themselves because they explained it in the video. They said, well, what is this, right? 任意とは職務質問を受けるも受けないもその人次第ということだ. So what is this thing called 任意? This first line here. What is this thing? Well, what it means is that it's up to that person whether or not, go backwards, right? It's up to that person whether or not you will accept the questioning or reject the questioning. So, I forgot to put that in. Okay. Accept or not accept, literal. This is what the sentence is. Ukeru means to accept, and ukenai means not accept or not accept. The stop and search or the shokumu shitsumon. Let's go down. Then they interview a ex-Metropolitan Police Department detective, and moto is ex. If you put this in front of any word, it just means ex. So let's read it. Moto Keishicho Keiji. His name Yoshikawa Yuji. He says, the quote is, はっきり言って任意の警察官の行為であることは間違いないです。間違いないです。So, let me tell you, clearly speaking, it's definitely part of the job. This action of shokumu shitsumon is part of the job of the police officer. Yes, okay. And what do we have the no here? I'm not sure why that appears there, but we'll see in the video. Yoshikawa Yuji ni yoruto, according to Yoshikawa Yuji, 警察官は任意であっても even if it is voluntary. So according to this ex-detective, even if it's voluntary, 職務質問を重視しているという. It's important. It counts. This is considered an important thing. Now, what is the purpose of this? Well, he explains. He says, 犯罪の防止が一番の目的ですね. ですね is used at the end of a sentence going, right? You see what I'm saying, right? So, 犯罪の防止 means prevention of crime is the number one reason they do this, or we do this. So I guess he's an ex-cop, right? 任意で断れた場合、断る理由を尋ねてみるとか. So in cases in which the suspect decides he does not want to answer the questions, then we have to see and ask him. We have to, ask him, why don't you want to answer? And I've seen videos of this on YouTube. The cops will say like, なんか隠してる? Are you hiding something? So what he says is, in cases like this, しつこそうだな. Now, this actual here is not in the actual video, but I wanted to explain. しつこそうだな. Let's skip this for a second, right? Just listen. しつこそうだな. しょうがないということで諦めさせて応じさせる. So when they don't want to answer, the police kind of push him and they try to get him to comply and give up and say, しょうがない. Well, we want the suspect or the person being questioned to say, well, okay, I give up by being しつこい, which is persistent. Now, しつこい is persistent, but しつこそう is to be in a persistent way. So adding so to any I-kayoshi or I adjective turns it into ish, a little bit like ish. しつこ, persistent ish. しつこそう. Dana is, right? しつこそうだな. Yeah, I guess it's kind of annoying and persistent, but they got to say しょうがない and they got to kind of give up and they got to agree to comply with the police officer. それでも職務質問を断り続けるとどうなるのか? This is the reporter saying, well, let's say the police fails to convince him to answer, and they still decide to continue rejecting or refusing to answer the questions, what will happen? どうなるのかな? What will happen? You don't hear this a lot, like, どうなるのかな? Like, I wonder what will happen. And he says, 元警視庁刑事, again, 吉川祐二, 相手方が過度の興奮状態になってきた時に今回のように、公務執行妨害とかそのような犯罪が起きてしまうかもしれないとかかもしれないことから事前に応援要請をするということ。Okay. Let's see. ことはあります。Okay. I believe we stop there for a second. Okay. So what this is a long one, but what he says here, and this seems a little bit heavy-handed, but he is saying that if the other party here becomes too excited, then at that time, 今回のように, like this time, as it happened in this case, then he's obstructing the officers, and he might end up committing a crime because he gets so excited, which is what happened here. So they question him. He's like, I don't want to answer. Like, God damn it, I don't want to answer. Here's a knife. Yellow marker. And so he ended up committing a crime. And the crime in this case is to interfere with the officers or obstruct the officers, right? And in cases like that might happen, he says. So in cases like that, beforehand. So before that happened, so before that gets to that point, they try to call for backup. And the call for backup is 応援要請, but I split it up into two words so you could see it here a little bit easier. 応援する is like to cheer somebody else. 応援します, I support you. But 応援要請 is appeal or call for something, demand for something. So 応援要請 is call for backup. をするということ. And that's what happens. 今回も this time also 応援要請 they did it this time they called for backup で駆けつけたのかso I'm sorry this is the reporter speaking now so she says this time also did they noka is meaning I'm not sure if this is what happened so this refers to the previous sentence noka I'm not sure if this is what happened but they came rushing over because they were called for backup this time also and then 現場には8人もの警察官の姿があった So at the scene of the crime this indicates where something happened 8人も up to 8 people in this case cops の警察官 cops の姿 so we saw the appearance sugata means actually shape but in this case the presence I suppose would be better maybe the presence would be a better way to explain that the presence of 8 cops was seen at first 当初対応した警察官は2人 at first only 2 cops were interacting with the suspect 容疑者らが added to any noun for all practical purposes turns it into a plural 容疑者らの歩き方を不審と感じた suspicious と感じた they felt that the way the suspect was walking was a little suspicious so 声をかけていた called out they called out to the suspect because they thought he's acting a little funny okay so anyway that's the rest of it is actually not necessary here anyway that's your lesson it's pretty long let's go through it and see how and I will as before highlight the blue as we listen to this it's pretty long though it's going to take a while I'll do my best to pause and go through this where are we it starts from actual kino okay the previous section here is on it so we're going to listen to this part first and here we go ready
昨日、大阪市内の繁華街でナイフを持った男に警察官が発砲。弾はイデオ・ジョータ容疑者の右足に当たり全治2週間の軽傷。現場から別の男が逃走している。イデオ容疑者は警察官にナイフを突きつけた公務執行妨害の疑いが持たれている。きっかけは職務質問だ。
急いでいて任意だったこともあり、職務質問を断った。
任意とは、職務質問を受けるも受けないも、その人次第ということだ。
はっきり任意の警察官の行為であることは間違いないです。
元警視庁刑事の吉川祐二さんによると、警察は任意であっても、職務質問を重視しているという。
犯罪の防止が一番の目的ですね。任意で断られた場合、断る理由を尋ねてみるとか、しつこそうだなと、しょうがないということで諦めさせて、応じさせる。
それでも職務質問を断り続けるとどうなるのか。
相手方が過度の興奮状態になってきたときに、今回のような公務執行妨害とか、そのような犯罪が起きてしまうかもしれないということから、事前に応援要請をするということはあります。
今回も応援要請で駆けつけたのか、現場には8人もの警察官の姿があった。当初対応した警察官は2人。容疑者らの歩き方を不審と感じ、声をかけていた。
Okay, there we go. I hope that helps you. That's a long one. A quick announcement for those of you who stayed around to the end. I am turning off all of the advertising on this channel completely as of today. And I guess, March 1st is next week. So I will be encouraging you to just, I'll keep making them regardless. But depending on how much, what happens to the Patreon, the support that I get on this channel, I'll make more or or keep at the same level. I'll try to do at least one of these long news ones a week. It takes me, honestly, 2 to 3 hours to prepare this thing, these kind of videos, but I think they're very, very useful, and I highly encourage you to listen to these again and again, because it's really tough. Listening is really, really tough. I get something out of them as well, so I'm going to keep doing them. I do promise that, at least once a week, and depending on what depending on your feedback, we may make more or less. And I plan to do other kinds of shorter and more useful daily conversation type videos in the future. So in March, we should see a change on this channel when it comes to the content. But anyway, I do thank you all for studying with me. Thank you very much. And I'll see you in the next video. And until the next one, ganbatte ne. Study hard.
Teach you for free if you stay for a while. So kneel for your king, for the knowledge he brings. Let me say please, let's learn Japanese.